The session followed a precise timeline that lasted a period of 24 hours. The session started with the therapist explaining the outline of the session and the function of the support group in the setting. This also gave the participant the opportunity to discuss the treatment. As the drug is administered, the timeline of the session is dependent upon the patient's specific psychiatric problem and the patient's tolerance for the drug. The height of the experience is usually reached 2 to 4 hours after administration. As the patients reach a state of psychedelic experience, they engage in intense silent self-scrutiny with the guidance of the support group. During this time, the support group guides the patient in trying to identify the factors that contribute towards their substance abuse. As the patients start to conceptualize their experience, they reflect on their experience with a trained counselor who remains with them until bedtime. This reflection and application of their experience is continued the next day when the patients are interviewed before being discharged by the therapist and asked to give a written account of their experience. The researchers state that this process of reflection and application of insight gained from the psychedelic experience is perhaps the most important phase of the therapy. According to the researchers, the patients tend to feel a need to recapture and enlarge on their psychedelic experience in the days and weeks following the session. They state that with successive experiences the patient will gradually realize the cause of their alcoholism from the material derived from their psychedelic experience. The researchers collected various qualitative pieces of data at different stages of the study, including patient autobiographies and interviews, along with questionnaires and data on the patient's abstinence. The follow-up data was collected between 3 and 18 months after the session with a median of 9 months. The effectiveness of treatment on patients was divided in 3 categories: much improvement, improvement or no change. In the much improvement condition, the patients showed complete abstinence or significant changes in their drinking habits in the months preceding the follow-up study. In the improvement category, the patient showed definite reduction in alcohol intake. The results of the study found that different types of patients responded to treatment differently. Alcoholics with an addiction without complications showed most responsiveness and were categorized as showing much improvement in 75% of the cases. Alcoholics with personality trait disturbances were categorized as showing much improvement in approximately 50% of the cases. Patients with sociopathic disturbances or chronic brain damage were categorized as showing much improvement in 0 cases.
Created using Powtoon.